James Williams from Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, thank you. Very articulate tonight. Dug the passion. Doug, you're chasing after Bobby about saying it was his staffer, although I think in fairness to him, it was his staffer. What did you think about his answer to you, and what did you think of his appeal in general?
I think at a 30,000-foot level, he needs a lot of work. I think Hank's exactly right. If you're going to run for president of the United States, if you're explaining, you're losing. Shorter bites, he's got to get trained on the stump. And tonight was not, in my opinion, a great way out of the gate. That being said, the idea that, first of all, get rid of staffers who make mistakes like that would be the other thing I would say. But in the end, do I think he can get better on the trail? Sure. Practice makes perfect. But again, he's not going to be able to thread the needle on every single issue. He tried that tonight. It doesn't work. He's running in the Democratic primary. He's not running as an independent. You want to run as an independent, you can say whatever the hell you want. You're running as a Democrat, you don't. And if you do, you don't win. And that just, I think of a lot. I was talking about this with some friends at a dinner party on Saturday. And the one thing they all said, a Kennedy's running for president. Do we want another Kennedy? Do we want another Biden? Do we want another Bush? And do we want another Clinton? The answer is no.
All right, but
nobody was in the mood for that.
All right, but let's unpack this for a second, okay?
Sure.
Because look, you know my last name, you know the family I come from, okay? I've never been a big fan of your party, and I really don't think it resembles the party that my father was about. But we're older, okay? You look better than me, but a lot of these people who he wants to vote for him don't know Kennedy's that way. They just know it as a brand and not as an elitist and an insider. And if you think about it, they haven't seen a Kennedy in office in a long time. I mean, we lost Teddy a pretty long time ago. When you think about it, I know for guys like me and you, it was 2 minutes ago, and we still miss him, and certainly his party does. But I think the process does. But I don't know that he gets sold off as a Kennedy. I think it works in his favor. My question to you, and by extension to your friends, is do you believe that he has that secret sauce of what Trump brought, which is, I know how they play the game, but I hate it as much as you do? That's the space. Do you think he can fill it?
To be a disruptor, you have to appeal to a majority of Americans, or at least a majority if there are only two people running. And I'm not sure that he has that at this point. Again, do I think he can get there? Maybe. But Trump fed into something that had been there for a very long time. Middle-class Americans, lower-class Americans, and even wealthy, rich Americans, if you will, had this just great distaste for the way politics have treated them for lots of different reasons. And he fed into that fear, that anger, that bigotry, that racism, that misogyny. And he found a way to actually put that coalition together. At this point in time, do I think Bobby Kennedy Jr. can do that? No, I don't. Because, A, you've already got the disruptor running on the Republican side. And so I think it was either Hank or whomever said, if he runs against the elite as an elite, perhaps he can do that. I just don't see it right now. He needs to just get better on the trail.
You know, it's interesting. Your party is going to have a hard time.
But you say my party. Let me be abundantly clear.
Yeah.
I'm not a registered Democrat because you don't do that here. But in the end, I don't vote straight ticket. I don't believe in voting straight ticket. I'm a pro-business progressive Democrat, and I will vote for Republican anytime I think Republican has better ideas than Democrats. And so the idea that my party, I don't believe in my party. I believe in my country.
Well, first of all, good for you. I don't know how often you watch us here. Hopefully tonight is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. But I call voters like you a free agent. And I tell you to leave the parties and to be independents, because I believe the two-party system is what's killing us. It's necessarily binary, and it's all about which side is worse. And I was going to say the Democrats have always had a harder case to make because they've never been the party of grievance. And it's hard to beat grievance. There's a reason that negativity works so well in politics. It's easy to get people angry. It's hard to get them to want to transcend anger through anything better than that. It's a tough case. And we'll see how Biden does with it. That's the only thing I'd push back on you about is, anything you're saying about Bobby Kennedy Jr. may well be valid, but it's also true about Joe Biden. He ain't great on the stump. He's not good with his answers. He can't even get the war right that Putin's in right now.
I don't disagree with you on that. But remember something Bill Clinton said, I feel your pain? I've always said in politics, Democrats feel your pain, Republicans transact your pain. And I would suggest that if Democrats start transacting a little bit more and Republicans start feeling your pain a little bit more, we might have a bit more of a melding in the middle of the country and people will actually stop hating their politics. But by God, Democrats can't stop feeling your pain. Democrats can't stop transacting how you live your life.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.